Hello and a warm welcome to Nationwide. I am Ifoma Ojinta. The federal government has announced 50% discount on luxury buses, transport fares and free train services on interstate travels during the Yuletide. Presidential Committee on Intervention and Public Transportation, led by the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, announced this during a briefing at the State House. The intervention to cushion the usual high cost of transportation during festivities will run from Thursday, 21st December 2023 to January 4th, 2024.
In recognition of the economic situation of the country, which the President is working hard to turn around, President Tinubu wants Nigerians to be able to travel within Nigeria to wherever they want to go to meet their loved ones without the extra burden of paying exorbitantly for interstate public transportation. It is in this wise that the President is announcing through us that beginning from tomorrow, that's the 21st of December, Nigerians willing to travel can board public transport via luxury buses at 50% discount of current cost, and all our train services on the routes the trains currently serve at zero cost to and fro on their travels this holiday season.
The intent of this program is to bring succor to the passengers traveling on the major route. So we are going to run 22 routes on the luxurious buses.
This is part of the measures that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu intends to be doing. It's not a one-off thing. And even though it is targeted at Christmas, the President will continue to review situations, especially national holidays like this, and see what kind of interventions can come going forward.
The House of Representatives has passed a resolution urging the Federal Ministry of Works to repair failed portions of federal highways to make road travel easier for commuters during the Yuletide. Sequel to a matter of urgent public importance raised by Representative Ngozi Okoli, the House notes that road traffic will be on the increase as airfares are skyrocketing, hence the need to ease the burden on road travelers.
Even all federal roads, especially this season of holidays, immediately commence repairs of the failed section of the roads, especially Iselugu-Asaba-Onitsha Express Road, or in the alternative, enter an agreement with state governments to fix the roads and be reimbursed in the near future. Mandate the House Committee on FEMA and the Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance.
House also adopted a motion sponsored by Representative John Okafor calling for investigation of alleged loss of $60 billion revenue in NNPCL joint venture operations.
And Petroleum Resources Upstream to conduct a comprehensive investigation on all the NNPCL joint venture operations to determine income and cash cow costs due to each partner, especially the Federation, that is the Federal Government of Nigeria, and whether due process and diligence were observed in the exercise.
In the meantime, the immediate past Minister of Labour and Employment, Simon Bako Lalong, today took the oath as a Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The appeal court had on 7th November 2023 affirmed Lalong as the duly elected senator representing Southern Zone of Plateau State.
And bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That as a member of the Senate.
That as a member of the Senate.
I will perform my functions.
I will perform my functions.
Honestly to the best of my ability.
Honestly to the best of my ability.
Senator Lalong on Tuesday resigned his position as Minister of Labour and Employment to enable him take up his seat in the Senate. Senate President Godswill Akpabio at plenary declares vacant the seats of Ebonyi South and Yobe East senatorial districts. The two seats were occupied by Senators David Umahi and Ibrahim Gaidam, who have taken up appointments as ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Meanwhile, President Tinubu has transmitted to the Senate the list of 11 justices of the Supreme Court for screening and confirmation. President Bola Tinubu is a leader who is not static but moving with time and listening to the plight of Nigerians. This is from the Minister of Information and National Orientation during an engagement with the management of Voice of Nigeria. Salihu Gwanara reports.
I challenge you, the Voice of Nigeria, and the Director General, the management and staff of Voice of Nigeria, to ensure that this message of hope, this message of prosperity, this message about friendliness, about cooperation, all the positives about this country is taken out there so that people outside these shows will know what the new government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is all about.
Government renewed vigor towards economic prosperity and social harmony are some of the gains highlighted.
Repeatedly, the president has said, come and bring your dollar or pound or shilling or whatever to this country. You will be free to repatriate them back to wherever it came from. Nobody is going to hold any investor to ransom. You will not bring your money and your money cannot come out. So there can never be a freer environment, a friendlier environment to invest in Nigeria at this time.
He challenged public broadcasters to maintain their lead in discharging their mandate of protecting the nation's integrity and promoting its prosperity.
You also know that the engagement that the government has had with the organized labor led to the president and the federal government approving 35,000 wage awards. Now, this is not a final wage award, and the federal government has encouraged states and the organized private sector to also take on this initiative.
We're in a very important moment in the history of our country, and we're very happy that the President and Commander-in-Chief has set the momentum, which you have consistently been carrying, not just in Nigeria, but also around the world.
Voice of Nigeria is broadcasting in 8 languages, 4 local and 4 international. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, says in spite of the prevailing economic reality in the country, UTME application documents has not increased as it remains 3,500 naira. JAMB, in a statement signed by its public communication advisor, Fabian Benjamin, said this while debunking several publications in recent times, insinuating that the board has increased its examination registration fee. The statement further adds that the board has been resisting the call by its partners and privately owned centers for a drastic increase in the cost of the services they render to the candidates as a consequence of the current economic situation that was brought down from 5,000 naira in 2018. But the board has always maintained that its services are not for profit. For the avoidance of doubt, the 2024 UTME e-PIN remains 3,500 naira. The registration fee of 700 naira, which is to be paid to CBT centers by candidates, is now to be collected by the board, along with 1,500 naira, which is the cost for sitting the main UTME, and 1,500 naira as the cost of the optional mock UTME ETC are to be collected by the board on behalf of the CBT centers. Now, Christmas celebration usually comes with happiness, joy and ecstasy. It is a period when activities are heightened from different quarters. Increase in movements of people from in and around the states, as well as increase in markets patronage. It is now 5 days to Christmas, and Ifeoma Okafor had a drive round the markets, motor parks, tailor shops and shopping malls to bring us up to speed with the mood and situation in Benin.
The metropolis is already wearing a new look ahead of the Christmas celebration. Interestingly, the annual Igwe Festival of the Benins coincides with the Christmas season, and the atmosphere in Benin is in preparation mood for the celebration. Meanwhile, human and vehicular movements have increased, causing gridlocks in most places in the metropolis. Market districts are a beehive of activities, but not without complaints of low patronage and hike in prices of goods.
No, they are not buying. People that are buying one bag before, they are buying 2 rubber, 3 rubber. All these clothes that I'm selling now, like this can one now is 3,500 before, is now 5,000. Gonna say I'm buying before, I think 5,500. Is now 6,500.
Okay. People coming to sew is not much. Unlike before, by this time, we have a lot of customers that patronizes us, like bring more clothes for us. But for this year, it's not like that.
Meanwhile, there is an influx of customers at the ATM points, an opportunity for the POS operators to make risk businesses.
Like we have been here for more than 5 hours since morning. They said there is no cash.
As expected, movement of people has begun to resurface at motor parks, but not with the usual rush as normally experienced. Probably would increase more in the coming days. People say they look forward to a safe celebration. In Benin, Ifoma Okafor, NTA News.
Now, still talking about the mood of Benin City ahead of the Christmas and New Year festivities, we have Obehi Otobo, appraiser, standing by in the popular Ring Road in Benin to feed us more with the happenings in the ancient city this period. Obehi, can you tell us the atmosphere in Benin?
The atmosphere, like every other festive season, Ifoma, is one of heightened activities. Both vehicular and human movement here at this ever-popular King Square is massive. People are moving up and down. I've been standing here for like an hour before I came on live, and I can tell you that just under an hour, thousands of people have made their way through this route. This is a very busy business district. Just a short distance from where I am standing is the ever-busy Mission Road and, of course, the popular Oba Market. I also came through that area, and people are ignoring the very, very hot weather, I can tell you, to rush for and prepare for Christmas, the festive period.
Okay, Obehi, tell us how...
And also, just by my side here is a bank. This is because there are so many banks around this business district, and customers have been on the queue almost all day trying to get cash to do their business shopping. And also, coincidentally, the Oba Palace is very close to this King Square here. And of course, you know that, like you heard from the report earlier, the annual Uge Festival is coinciding with the Christmas festivity. And so this area is very, very busy. People are making their way to the palace to celebrate the festival, which is, I think this is day 2 of the festival. And also other people are also going about preparing for the Christmas fairs to do their last minute shopping.
Very much indeed, Obehi, for bringing us the mood of Benin City ahead of the Christmas celebration. Now, the president of the Human Rights Council, Vaclav Balek, has announced the appointment of Mohammed Chandi Othman of Tanzania, Joy Ezilo of Nigeria, and Mona Rishwawi of Jordan, Switzerland, to serve as 3 members of the new independent international fact-finding mission for the Sudan. So the Human Rights Council established the fact-finding mission in October through a resolution to investigate and establish the facts, circumstances, and root causes of all alleged human rights abuses and violations of international humanitarian law including those committed against refugees in the context of the ongoing armed conflict between the Sudanese Armed Forces, the Rapid Support Forces, and other warring parties. The president of the Human Rights Council sought recommendations from various stakeholders and expressions of interest to find highly qualified and impartial candidates to fill these positions. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has rejected the peace deal brokered by President Bola Tinubu over the crisis between the Rivers State governor and his predecessor and Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike. Addressing a press conference at the party headquarters in Abuja, the acting national chairman of the party, Umar Damagum, insisted that the Rivers State House of Assembly members that defected from PDP to APC had willingly vacated their seats. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Acting National Chairman Umar Damagum on the resolution of the feud between the governor of Rivers State, Sim Fubara, and his predecessor and FCT Minister Nyesom Wike by President Bola Tinubu. He noted that the right thing for the 25 lawmakers who defected to the All Progressives Congress APC to do was to prepare for a fresh election under any political party they want, as the PDP had already written to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to prepare for fresh polls in the affected constituencies.
The national leadership of the PDP charges all members of our great party in Rivers State to remain united and resolute in the defense of constitutional democracy and rule of law in Rivers.
Meanwhile, the coalition of 10 civil society groups cutting across the 6 geopolitical zones have expressed confidence in the leadership ability of the Rivers State governor, Sim Fubara, and appealed to the PDP not to shift grounds on its call for conduct of fresh elections to replace the defected 25 lawmakers. Leader of coalition Wisdom Ikuli, in a press briefing in Abuja, insists let the law take its course.
And we urge INEC to expedite action in conducting by-elections to fill those 27 vacant positions.
In the meantime, elder statesman and Ijaw leader Edwin Clark has added his voice to the development in Rivers State, calling for peace among the political class. He enjoined the people of Rivers State to shun divisive comments capable of overheating the polity. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
One Nation for Tinubu's support group Women Wing has described the Tinubu's presidency as a game changer. The group was speaking at a session to underscore the level of performance of the incumbent administration. The APC Women group urged the president to sustain the tempo and incorporate more women, especially those who contributed to the party's success during and after elections.
We believe so much in him. He's the father. We are praying to God to give him the wisdom to carry everybody along.
We are ready to work for him and we are ready to serve the country, Nigeria.
Group, which is also part of the Confederation of APC Support Groups, says its support for APC and President Tinubu is unwavering. And it's now time to go over to our Lagos Network Center for more stories on Nationwide with Hingino as our guide. Hello, Hingino.
Former Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says his administration remains committed to a transport system that is safe and sustainable with the potential to drive the socio-economic growth and development of Lagos State and the country at large. The governor was speaking at the inauguration of the Lagos Rail Mass Transit Red Line Ikeja Overpass Bridge. Eseonwa Amaka reports.
Of the Lagos Rail Mass Transit Red Line Ikeja Overpass Bridge, which began 3 years ago, spans 620 meters in a T-shaped design and is situated in the heart of the state capital, Ikeja. It is part of the Red Line Corridor project of the Lagos State government to separate vehicular, pedestrian and train traffic, thereby reducing the risk of accidents and collisions between trains and vehicles. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on his part, reiterated commitments to partner with the private sector to provide a safe and seamless transport system for Lagosians.
I'm happy to inform Lagosians that we're moving the pilot phase in 2024 with the deployment of additional 50 electric buses within the first quarter. The federal government have also promised to support us with an additional 100 CNG buses within the first or second quarter. We are also making commitments to see if we can raise about 1,000 CNG buses before the end of 2024.
Inaugurating the project alongside the host governor, Governor of Kwara State and Chairman Nigeria Governors Forum, Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, praised the Lagos State government for its visionary leadership and focus on national development.
Regardless of party affiliation and individual differences, developmental agenda should be people-focused, as it's been done in Lagos State.
Our goal is not merely to construct projects, but to create a seamless, efficient, and sustainable transportation network that befits a world-class city.
The control, management, and maintenance of the space under the constructed bridge to be managed by Ikeja local government.
The Lagos Rail Mass Transit Red Line Ikeja Overpass Bridge is the fourth of its kind to be completed by the Lagos State government, and it is expected to ease the traffic flow on the Obafemi Awolowo Way, the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, and the old Lagos-Abeokuta Motorway. In Lagos, Ese Owamaka, NTA News.
Good governance drives the economy of any country as it sets policies that strengthen the financial resources of the nation. Financial experts say the economic position of any entity is defined by the quality of its government. Bolaji Akim in this report takes a look at the connection between governance and the economy.
This goes beyond acquisition of political power, as it also defines economic capabilities of government. The goal of any government is to improve the living conditions of our citizens through formation, implementation, and monitoring of financial policies that will bring succor to the populace, most especially during economic crisis.
Previously, before economics became a different discipline, it was actually called political economy, because you can't divorce economic management from governance. Political leadership defines policies, and economic policies are some of the components of the policy defined by political leadership.
Considering the connection between the economy and governance and how both affect Nigerians generally, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on assumption of office, rolled out plans towards revamping the nation's economy. This was done through engaging stakeholders who analyzed the economic situation of the country and came up with policies that will rebuild the economy.
He made some critical economic decisions. He made some decisions that reduced, that created a lot of, high and hold in the economy. And we now saw that he has a tentative agenda towards making sure that he addressed those issues.
The importance of small and medium-scale enterprises in driving the wheel of good governance brought about provision of enabling environment and policies to woo foreign investors.
It analyzes the economy where it is operating to understand where the gaps are, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, what are the opportunities that may exist, and what are the challenges.
Stakeholders believe that with the right government policies being implemented, the country's economy will stand strong. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
That's it from here. Nationwide continues very in just after this break.
Thanks for joining us here in Jos. Plateau State government says it will accord priority to the welfare of members of the Nigerian Legion. Governor Caleb Mutfwang stated this while launching this year's emblem and appeal fundraising in Jos. Grace Akwegotip has details.
The yearly event is to honor the fallen heroes who sacrificed their lives for the corporate existence of the nation. It is also a time to remember the survivors of the war and their families.
Today is an opportunity to launch the emblem. We must truly begin to recognize our heroes past. We sing it in song, but we have not given it expression in the real sense of it.
State chairman of the Legion spoke on their welfare, urging stakeholders to assist members and their families.
Civil war, where most of them laid down their lives for the unity of this country. Some sustain different degrees of injuries that have no rendered them handicapped.
As Commissioner for Women Affairs, I am aware of the huge responsibility that falls on our shoulders, particularly in providing support and care for the widows and children left behind by these heroes.
In Jos, Grace Akweguti, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Plateau State government has opened partnership with various non-governmental organizations towards fighting molestation against women and children. State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Caroline Dafur, stated this during an advocacy visit on child trafficking in the state. Priscilla Grumnan reports.
The advocacy visit to Bassa local government area is to sensitize the people and to ensure that the rate of child trafficking is reduced to the barest minimum in the state. The State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Caroline Dafur, said Bassa local government area has witnessed series of child trafficking, hence the need for the administration to put mechanism in place to curtail the menace. She called on the stakeholders to join hands with government to work towards the safety and progress of children in the state.
We pray that this will go down to the grassroots, and that was why we had to invite you people so we can build your capacity, and you in return take it back to your various local governments.
The chairman, Plateau State Gender Commission, Olivia Dazem, commended the Ministry of Women Affairs for the bold step taken to fight child trafficking.
Our children are yet being withdrawn from schools and sent to cities into slavery, and very little is also being done about it. My dear sisters, it would appear that all of us, one way or the other, are guilty of some form of silence over what is going on in our various local government areas.
In Jos, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Jos. Nationwide continues in our Abuja studio.
Many thanks, Mary. Women judges in Nigeria have resolved to work collectively and with the support of relevant stakeholders towards dismantling gender barriers in the legal community and ensuring justice within the courtrooms. This was during a zonal workshop organized by the National Association of Women Judges in Kano. Abdullahi Mustafa has the details.
Until 2012, Nigerian judiciary never had as its head a female judicial officer. Also, the first time the nation's apex court has a woman among its justices was in 2005, following the elevation of Justice Alomabare Mukhtar, who was to become a CJN 7 years later. Removing barriers limiting adequate representation of women, especially in the legal profession, informed a two-day brainstorming session by women judges.
If a woman is hardworking, if she's capable, if she's competent to handle any position, the issue of gender should not come in as a barrier for her to attain that position.
Although a significant progress has been achieved, stakeholders at the session feel the legal practice should flourish devoid of gender barriers, thereby reflecting the principles of justice, fair play, and equity that it represents.
The lack of diligent mentoring on the side of our women lawyers.
As key actors in the noble profession, the women judges left with a renewed commitment to advocate and work towards dismantling all barriers in the legal community. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Now, tin mining in Plateau State dates back to the colonial era. The story of the devastation caused by the mining activities have been told severally. But there are renewed hopes that the abandoned mining sites will be reclaimed by the state government for positive development. Caleb Coaching has the report.
Dotting the landscape are scenes like this, which have served as death traps to humans and animals, with the people now scavenging what is left of the tin through what they refer to as artisanal mining.
What government is doing right now is to get some of these artisanal miners, into forming cooperatives. That way, you are able to get them operate in an organized manner. When you are able to generate data concerning, an area that you suspect to be endowed with mineral, there you can confidently, aggregate some of these artisanal miners.
To bring an end to some of the challenges posed by these ponds and give some lease to the sector, the state government is taking measures to not only reclaim, but open up opportunities in the sector.
And so you find out that the prospect is very huge, and currently we are witnessing influx of investors, coming to do mining, on the plateau.
Apart from tin, the other solid minerals in appreciable quantity in the state are columbite, tantalite, zinc, limestone, granite, and others. In Jos, Caleb Gochin, NTA.
We will now link up with Caleb Gochin in Jos to tell us more on the prospects and effects of tin mining in Plateau states. Now, Caleb, from your findings, do you think Plateau State has enough solid minerals deposits to contribute to the nation's economic growth?
Thank you very much, Foma. I can tell you reliably that Plateau State has large deposits of minerals that can contribute to the economy of the country. We are standing here near one of the ponds that mining activities have left. And I don't know if the camera can get that, but far back there are activities going on. I tell you, Plateau State is blessed. And as we all know, these activities started way back 1905. And in 1945, we are told that 80,000 people were involved in mining activities in Plateau State. And from our background report, we told you that apart from tin and columbite, there are other minerals that are here in abundance. But not all are exportable anyway. We learned granite is there and is one of the minerals that is now being sought after all over. And Plateau State is richly blessed with that. So apart from the from the tin, unfortunately, what is happening now is that the heavy machines that left this kind of ponds behind are no more around. So people now engage in what we call, just like we said, artisanal form of mining. So they use crude implements to achieve that. And I tell you, Ifoma, if not for logistics, we would have shown you where more than 1,000 people are scavenging more of, tin somewhere around Jos. But large deposits are there. And with the right, government coming in and people that are really ready to invest, just like we are told people are coming in, and very soon we may see a resurgence or re-emergence of mining activities in Plateau State.
Very much indeed, Caleb. We hope to see the resurfacing of mining activities in Plateau State. Thank you. That will be all for now. Now, the relationship between the Police Service Commission and the Nigeria Police Force will continue to be cordial and devoid of any rifts. Chairman Police Service Commission Solomon Arase gave the assurance at a forum with staff of the commission in Abuja. Francis Form reports.
9 months after being at the helm of affairs, Chairman of the Commission, Solomon Arase, says the story of the Commission is different compared to the inglorious past in the life of the Commission, with over 130 staff of the Commission being trained both locally and internationally, as well as the relationship between the Commission and the Nigeria Police is cordial.
For sure, desert days are in the Commission, and I must emphasize that under my watch, the welfare of our staff cannot be compromised or traded off for anything. Your joy is my joy, and your concerns consigns me a lot of worry and sleepless nights. Be assured that I will not rest on my oars until we reach that point in the commission where we can gladly shout, "Ureke."
He assured the staff of the commission that a draft revised scheme of service has also been prepared, and negotiation at both personal and official levels of contact have been activated at ensuring that it is approved for the commission. Frank Sasfam, NTA News.
Ibadan Network Center is our next stop on Nationwide with Larry as our guide. Good to see you, Larry.
Good to see you, Ifoma, and welcome to Ibadan. Governor Seyi Makinde has pledged more commitments to the welfare of civil servants in the state ahead of the new year. The governor said this after the 2023 Christmas Carol service held at the Remembrance Arcade, Government House, Ibadan. Belmiku Ajibola reports.
With the theme, "Unto Us a Child is Born," the 2023 Oyo State Government Carol Service and 9 lessons gave Christians in the state another opportunity to thank God for His mercies and faithfulness this year, even though it has been a tough year economically. When admonishing citizens of the state on the tenet of Christmas, which he called good news, Governor Seyi Makinde and the prelate, Methodist Church of Nigeria, pray for the restoration of good news in the lives of government and the people of the state.
Next year, 2024, will be a new beginning, and it will be a happy and prosperous year for all of us.
Crossing over to 2024 has God's mandate, a mandate to deliver justice, a mandate to deliver peace, a mandate to deliver love to the society we belong to.
Meanwhile, wife of Oyo State Governor during the 2023 Christmas party, where she hosted hundreds of children across the state, charged parents and guardians across the state to use the Christmas period to reflect on the goodness of God, share and show love to their neighbors and the less privileged. She charged parents and guardians to let the Christmas party to be a symbol of collective effort to nurture and protect the well-being of all children. In Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola, NTA News.
Oyo State government has embraced the Renew Hope initiative of the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, with the inauguration of the initiative in the state. Adebola Agbaje tells us more.
As the zonal leader of the Southwest Zone and state leader of the Renewed Hope Initiative, wife of Oyo State Governor Tamuno Minini Makinde is said to work hand in hand with the First Lady of Nigeria, Oluremi Tinubu, to see to the implementation of the grassroots development.
So the idea is to empower women, empower our little enterprises we do in the grassroots, and to see that Nigeria can be able to run self-sufficiency economically. They'll be empowered, they'll be able to do something for themselves.
It is imperative for women to be actively involved in the political affairs of the country. This is to empower them towards nation building and sustaining their families.
Basically to launch the Renewed Hope Initiative, a pet project of the First Lady of our dear country, Nigeria. And because the First Ladies in each of the states are like her ambassadors, they are going to be the principal drivers of the program in all the 36 states.
Activities slated for the initiative include farming competition, scholarship to students, and cash gift to elderly. The Southwest Zone is focusing on agriculture, education, economy, and health. In Ibadan, Adebola Agbaje, NTA News.
Those are the trending reports from Ibadan at this hour. Nationwide continues with Lagidi at our Maiduguri Network Center after this break. Stay with us.
Borno State Governor Babagana Umar Zulum has flagged off 11 billion naira roads dualization project in Maiduguri as part of urban renewal program of the state government. The flag-off ceremony was held at Shehu's Palace roundabout in the state capital. Mohamed Goni reports.
We are here to the glory of God to commission this project, to plug up the construction of the dual irrigation projects on 3 main roads to the glory of God and to the benefit of humanity. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
The roads earmarked for dualization include Shaw Umar Garbai, Bursari Road, connecting Shaw's Palace Roundabout to Songhai, and Baga Road to the State Mechanical Workshop. Shaw's Sandakura Road is to be dualized from Monday Market Roundabout to Copper View through Budum Roundabout, as well as Sultan Malari Road, connecting Idrissa Kadi Junction to Sakam Ibrahim Road through Budum Roundabout, leading to the State Psychiatric Hospital.
The contract sum for the dualization of this road is about 11 billion naira. Yes. And Borno State government has paid 50% of this money. So inshallah, the completion period is about 9 months.
Yes, sir. Governor Zulum reiterates commitment to infrastructural development, saying the dualization is to alleviate traffic congestion and boost economy of the state. The Commissioner of Works and Housing, Mustapha Gubio, who briefed the governor on the scope of the project, also expressed commitment to ensuring quality job and timely completion of the work. Governor Zulum's administration has dualized most major roads within the metropolis as part of efforts to decongest and adorn the state capital. In Maiduguri, Mohamed Goni, NTA News.
Wife of Borno State Governor Dr. Falmata Babagana Omalazum has continued to express love for Christian women in the state during Christmas season. This time around, 600 women were targeted for the gesture. Mimuna Garba reports.
Christian women joyfully appreciating the annual distribution of food and cash by the governor's wife, marking the Yuletide celebration. In her message, Dr. Falmata Babagana Omarazulum encourages the women to be steadfast in praying for peace in the state and Nigeria, as she also admonishes them to inculcate good moral in their children.
I always look for an opportunity to reach out to our women and children, and I want women to be happy to celebrate the Christmas.
Commissioner of Women Affairs and Social Development, Zoe Gambo, highlights that the support commodities target every Christian woman, including widows.
So this is more or less a celebration of peace, a celebration of security, a celebration of gratitude to Almighty God for bringing us this far.
Asabela Dagu, leader of the Christian Widows Association, among other beneficiaries, praised Governor Zulum's inclusive leadership style, making life more bearable for the people in the state. Each of the 600 women lives with a sense of fulfillment, receiving a 25 kilogram of bag of rice, vegetable oil and cash. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
Those are the trending stories from here for now. Nationwide continues with Ifoma in Abuja. Ifoma, it's back to you.
Thank you very much, Ladidi. Federal government is adopting modern irrigation technology towards boosting the country's food production outputs. This came to the fore at a technical session, an unveiling of a roadmap in achieving irrigation farming for food security and export. Usman Zubeiru reports.
And the general public.
This is a combination of 5 years in-depth research on irrigation farming in Nigeria. The research was documented to serve as reference point for farmers, policymakers, and researchers. The book covers wetland management, cultivation, and soil management.
With this research work, there will be increase in productivity, there will be better management of our water resources.
We'll have better understanding of the best way to continue with the practice. So that's really what necessitated this research activities that have taken 5 years to complete.
If I have a land, my neighbor has a small land, I can give my land to him so that this year, if I farm the land, I can get maybe large quantity of the...
But now, due to that research, we now see improvement in the use of that land.
A book which we believe would be a real resource for policymakers, for farmers, for researchers, and the general public.
The workshop is expected to offer an opportunity for networking and collaboration among key players, create a robust and interconnected agricultural ecosystem. In Abuja, Osmoswell, NTA.
After years of insurgency, Christian communities from across the 6 states in the northeast region have converged on Yobe State to pray for the nation, leaders and sustainable peace in the region. Adam Yusuf reports that this was at the Maiden Regional Christmas Carol in Damaturu, the Yobe State capital.
This is the atmosphere at the Maiden Unity Carol for Christians community in the Northeast, a region known for insecurity in the past. A prayer session was offered seeking for God's intervention for Nigeria to overcome its challenges. Convener of the program, Emmanuel Ayuba Dugubi, says the carol was organized to promote peaceful coexistence among various Christian groups in the region, irrespective of denomination, state, or political affiliation.
Power is given by God and to whom God chooses, and it is obligatory for us to pray for those in authority. So let them share, let them show love, let them care, let them advocate for oneness.
We'll call on Nigerian leaders as they are trying. They should do more.
It was a harvest of songs, community shows, drama presentation, and cultural display from various Christian groups in the region. In Damaturu, Adam Yusuf, NTA News.
Let's now join our sports desk for the latest in the world of sports.
Ahead of the 2024 African Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire, Super Eagles coach Jose Peseiro has included Ahmed Musa and Truss Ekong in the 55 provisional squad as CAF announced on Wednesday. It has received all the list of 24 participating teams. The Eagles provisional list includes 6 goalkeepers, 13 defenders, 8 midfielders, and 13 forwards. Invited players are expected to resume camping on 1st January in Abu Dhabi, as the final list will be released on 3rd of January 2024. Meanwhile, Super Eagles duo of Aina Ola and Taiwo Awoniyi have gotten a new manager at Nottingham Forest following the appointment of Nuno Espirito Santo on a 2.5-year contract to replace Steve Cooper. Cooper was sacked on Tuesday after 2 years with Forest, having lost 5 of their past 6 league games and sitting 17th in the table. Former Wolves and Tottenham coach was sacked by Saudi Arabia Pro League club Al Ittihad in November. Elsewhere in the English Carabao Cup, Chelsea progressed to the semi-final 4-2 on penalties after a 1-1 draw with Newcastle after regulation time. In other results, Fulham reached the semi-final of the Carabao Cup as Alex Iwobi's team booked their first ever semis in 22 seasons. With Sports Update, I'm Austin Edemodu, NTA News.
And that's nationwide for today. We thank you for watching. I am Ifoma Ojinta. Bye for now.